Welcome to Tinnitus Therapy Online. Today we're going to talk about musical ear syndrome. I touched upon this last week very briefly in teaching you what types of tinnitus there are. So a few studies published in journals suggest that only about 20% of those with tinnitus experience musical ear syndrome, and that means about 3% of the general population. It's most likely underreported, however, because those experiencing musical ear syndrome worry that if they tell someone, they'll actually seem mentally unstable. But please do note that if you do have auditory hallucinations, it could actually signify a more acute psychiatric condition, so it is best to speak to your doctor. Though tinnitus is more prevalent in men, musical ear syndrome appears to be more prevalent in women. And I remember the first time I came across a musical ear case in clinic back in, I think it was 2011. The patient I had asked me in passing why he kept hearing Waltzing Matilda play loudly in his ears as though it were really there playing in my office next to him. Shortly thereafter, I had another case where a woman who had undergone significant stressful life events would hear a brass band, a live brass band, play in her ear whenever anything in her environment stressed her out from that point onward. She would start to hum the tune to me in clinic as she described her experience, telling me that she didn't mind certain instruments, but the trumpet was definitely the worst, and she was so much happier when the trumpet didn't decide to play. So those two cases are just two of the many I've seen over the years. With the live brass band case, further examination showed that her significant exhaustion and what I could term as burnout and lack of emotional support in her life manifested in this phenomenon. Could it be termed a psychiatric condition though? Yes, of course, it could be. It is best to rule this out with the support of a psychiatrist, and that's where the referral went to as well. However, it is also considered comorbid in that it can be caused by a combination of factors. Combination of hearing loss, chronic stress, lack of self-regulation ability, and emotional support all together in a melting pot. What's the cure? And is there one? So musical ear syndrome is even less understood than general tinnitus. But like tinnitus, there are some ways you can actually manage and reduce its impact. The big one is stress management. Stress has been shown to make symptoms much worse. So finding ways to minimize your stress might minimize the severity of musical ear syndrome. And secondly, bring more sound into your environment. Musical ear syndrome is generally a product of sound deprivation as well. Give your brain plenty to chew on or listen to. If you don't have hearing aids, get some. If you have hearing aids, be sure to wear them as much as you possibly can, apart from when you're in the shower or when you're sleeping. Get out in nature and socialize more. Natural sounds and conversations are ideal stimulation for a really bored brain. So your brain does want to have something to do. Lastly, check and adjust your medication. Musical ear syndrome has been reported as a side effect for almost 300 medications, and I can't list them all here. So the best thing to do is to ask your doctor, and every time you receive a prescription, ask your doctor of the side effects. This should be common, typical procedure. If you found this episode interesting, hit the like button and subscribe for more videos from me. Until next time, see you.